Hello and welcome everyone once again to Stefan's Kitchen, and this is the very last episode in the Thanksgiving dinner series, so there will be full plate views at the end of the video. So let's cook Thanksgiving prime rib roast, and this is my favorite cut of meat, is a prime rib, and this one's really nice. So what we're first going to do is we're going to sear that meat. Make sure all the juices and all that delicious flavor stays in the meat. We don't want it to leak out too much. A little bit wants to leak out so that we can make some gravy and stuff. And we're going to fry that in real butter, not margarine, real butter. You can use oil or margarine or olive oil if you prefer. And as you can see here, this prime rib roast is a pretty big roast. And I'm actually pressing it down on one side so that it actually browns all the way, so that way I can ensure that every piece of the meat is actually, you know, browned and got a nice caramelization, and like I said, all those juices get locked in there. As much flavor as we want to get, have in that meat is going to stay if we sear it in really nicely. And as you can see, it's getting real nice and browned around a couple of the sides. And this is a pretty big roast. This is a 3 rib roast, so you're going to want to cook it a little longer in the oven, and usually it's about, I think it's 20 minutes per pound is what you're going to want to cook the meat at. So if you got 5 pounds, that's going to be 100 minutes, which is going to be, an hour and 40 minutes. And that should come out as a nice medium. I myself prefer a nice medium rare, but, depending on how everything else is cooking, and because it's a Thanksgiving dinner, I might not be able to get the chance to, leave it as a rare, or, I might just, end up neglecting it, or forgetting, I should say, not neglecting, because I'm not going to neglect this beautiful piece of meat. But yeah, as you can see, it's all seared on every side, and now we're just getting the very ends of the meat. And once that's done, we're going to, dress it and plop it right into the oven and start cooking it, and then we can start preparing everything else. Now, if you watched any of the other videos before, everything else that I've made so far, I'm going to be able to make 2 nice finished plates at the very end of the video. One with a very nice different type of sauce with your little bit of mashed potato and a piece of garlic bread, a small piece of Yorkshire pudding, and some roasted vegetables. And yeah, I'm thinking that there is pretty much cooked, as you can see. Now, you want to turn off that back burner. Don't want to leave that on like I have it there now. I'm not sure if I turned it. There we go. And as you can see, we have this nice, beautiful butter here. And well, first, let's actually turn this camera towards our beautiful, beautiful cut of meat. Look at that. That thing is ready to be eaten right now. I'd eat it just the way it is. God damn, it looks so good. Yeah, we're gonna pour that nice hot butter, browned butter, and all the flavors that came out with the meat all the way over the meat itself, and this way it can rest a little bit before it goes back into the oven, because as you're cooking meat, it tends to firm up, and if you let it rest, it begins to relax again, and it's easier to cut, and it's much juicier that way too. But like I said, it's not completely finished yet. We're gonna have to do some seasoning, we're gonna have to do some dressing for this, and make it add some additional flavors so before it goes into the oven. So let's get right into, I guess, seasoning this the roast. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, however the hell you want to pronounce it, that's fine. I usually like to shake mine up because a lot of the flavoring that's in Worcestershire sauce is in the bottom of the bottle, at the settled onto the bottom. So give it a good shake, and then give it a good shake over your prime rib roast, and that's what's going to give that nice. I don't even know what kind of flavor Worcestershire sauce is like, but either way, I put it on like every cut of beef that I usually use because I love the taste of Worcestershire sauce, and it usually gives you that really nice restaurant style flavor like you get on a nice seared piece of meat, and I'm pretty sure that's what they do. They do the same thing that I do pretty much. Just once you put the Worcestershire on, your seasonings won't move around as much, and you won't wash them off the Worcestershire if you put the Worcestershire on last. So that's why we like to season with some sea salt first, followed by some cracked black pepper, my usual seasonings, you all know that by now. And next we're going to put on some garlic powder on top as well. And like I said, doing it this way, by putting the Worcestershire on first, all those spices stay locked on top of that meat, and they don't, because Because if you go and put it on first and then put it on the Worcester is going to wash all the seasoning off into your pan, which is, you know, yeah, you'll get it still in your gravy, and yeah, the bottom part of your meat will taste real nice, but the top won't taste as nice as you want it. It won't have a really good seasoned crust on the outside, which with beef you really do want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really slow cook this, because this is going to take a while for me to cook everything else that I've had with this. So I'm going to set it to about 325, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off 2 small slivers of butter, and that's real butter that I'm putting on top. And next I'm putting some herbs inside with the meat, and I usually, when I'm cooking beef, and usually when I'm cooking turkey as well, because this is one of my favorite herbs, this is fresh thyme. And you can get this at any grocery store, Dominion or Sobeys. That's in my region, Loblaws, or I'm not sure what Sobeys is. Superstore, I believe. Or no, Superstore is Dominion as well, so never mind. But anyways, in the Atlantic provinces, we have Sobeys and Loblaws, Superstore, and Dominion, that kind of thing. So you can get the fresh thyme there. And if worse comes to worse, try a farmer's market, or you could even try like little flower shops and stuff. They usually grow herbs, Jesus. They usually grow herbs, so by all means stop in there, and the fresher they are, the better they're going to taste, obviously. And them resting down that really delicious butter, that butter is going to consume any extra flavors from the thyme, and the thyme is going to provide a nice aromatic flavor to the meat as well. And here we go. See, that's the thyme that I was using. Now, usually with any kind of meat, what you're going to want to do is make sure that it doesn't stick on, doesn't burn on. And the best way of doing this, and another great way to help make your gravy at the end a little bit better, and to also keep flavor to your meat, instead of using water, as I just showed you, use some beef stock. It's just as good, if not better, because like I said, you have beef flavor added to your beef rather than just plain water. And that way it's not taking away, but instead adding to what you actually, the flavor of what you actually want your meat to taste like. So what I like to do is, again, because this one's already cooked and it's not going to stick too bad because it's nice and seared on the outside, you only want enough stock in your pan to just cover the bottom. And that way your thyme also will not burn. You won't have any searing or burning of your butter in the bottom of your pan. It'll all mix together. And what you're going to want to do is check on that every half an hour, and just make sure that it's not dried out. If you start to see it dry out, add a little bit more stock to the pan. Keep it around the same level, and like I said, that way at the end when you go to make a gravy, it's going to be it's only going to add to the flavor of the gravy. It's not going to take away. So as you can see here, well, there's my garbage with a lot of vegetable peels and stuff in it. But anyways, right now I'm actually losing a lot of heat by having the oven door left open like this. But of course I want you guys to see exactly what I'm doing. So in goes my prime rib roast, and like I said, about 20 minutes for every pound. And yes, this delicious, awesome, incredible looking, magnificent thing is the prime rib roast when it's done. And yes, it is so beautiful. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I mean, my favorite by far cut of meat. It's better than a prime rib. If you want to try a steak, try prime rib. I'm telling you, you will actually enjoy it better than the T-bone. It'll be juicier, it'll have better taste, it'll have better flavor. The fat in it, some people don't like fat in anything. I like fat. I like fat on pork chops and stuff like that, but I really, really, really love fat on prime rib. So here's the plates. Here's our first one. As you can see there in the back, we have a little bit of mashed turnip, some mashed potato, our peas pudding, and right in front of our peas pudding is the salt meat, little cubes of it or whatever. And tucked in behind the peas pudding there, you can see a couple of carrots, as well as a really nice piece of prime rib roast as well. So that's our cooked dinner right there. That's the only thing that's missing right now is the gravy, and I didn't add gravy into this because I wanted you to be able to see the colors and just how nice everything looks. And that is about a medium prime rib right there. You can see on the outside there it has the really nice brown on it. Oh, here's our second plate. But as I was saying, it has the brown in the middle and a little bit of pink in the brown on the outside and a little bit of pink in the middle. That's a perfect medium, at least in my opinion. And there on the far left, folded up, is a couple pieces of the Yorkshire pudding. Next, going clockwise, is a little bit of mashed potato, followed by the roasted vegetables and a piece of the garlic bread. So this was a very, very excellent Thanksgiving dinner. I thank you very, very much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you actually learned something from this, and I hope you go and try it. I would love to see video responses. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.